Sometimes expressing what we're going through as we are awakening can be challenging. It's hard a lot of times to put into words exactly what we're feeling energetically, what may be the energies that we are transcending through, and things of that sort. And I know that a lot of you, including myself, have been working on a certain project or something in our spiritual journey that we may feel as if we've done all that we can do, and now we're just waiting. And Spirit is wanting me to remind you that that's exactly what we're doing, is just waiting. So I've been a little discouraged for the past 2 years. There's been a lot of things that have taken me away from the dreams that I had, the goals that I had. One of them being a relationship that really hurt my ego and my self-esteem quite a bit. I don't think this person purposely tried to do that, but that's what happened, and I lost a lot of my confidence when it comes to healing and things. So right now I am in a period of kind of reinventing myself, but as I'm trying to reinvent myself, I feel like the creativity isn't coming anymore. I feel like the things that I once desired, I am no longer desiring. When I first started this YouTube channel 4 years ago or 3 years ago, however long it's been, I really had this goal of traveling the world and helping as many people to awaken and heal physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as I could. Okay, I had visions, several visions of seeing, crowds transformed, and things that I've been doing for the past several years led me up to being able to do that. However, there's also things that's led up to me not wanting to do that. So I feel like it's a time of reinventing myself, and Spirit was telling me it's not just me. This is probably the majority of you that are watching. You may have felt like you was really putting time and energy into studying certain things, awakening certain things, and they all have to do with this certain situation that you're trying to move forward, but it's just not moving forward the way that you want it to. Spirit's just reminding us we are going through a major shift right now, and this is everybody that's going through this major shift, and it's going to feel as if we've put in a lot of time and energy into something that is not going to produce any results. Okay, so the trick to it is, though, is sticking and staying, not getting discouraged, not allowing the fears, doubts, and insecurities to get the best of you, but remembering that sometimes during a shift we'll feel left behind. We may feel as if things aren't moving forward. We may just feel very confused about the situation, and maybe indecisive on whether or not we still want to go in the direction that we had goals in the first place because of discouragement. So Spirit has asked me to do this message and, give us a little bit of suggestions, a heads up on what we might be going through at this time. So for many of us, it's a time of organizing our thoughts, organizing the plans that we have for our future. Maybe it's a time of reevaluation is what I'm also getting. We do have 10-10 right back to each other, back to back of each other. But what I'm getting real quick with this authority card is that this is the universe, God's way, the angel's way of saying we're in control. There's something that you need to just back off, say, okay, I surrender, I'm giving it over to you. 333, guys, look that up on Sacred Scribes. And I'm going to trust that things are going to work out in my highest benefit. For some of you, it's just about kind of flowing, even if you don't know exactly how to flow, because there doesn't feel like there's much of a flow. Do your best to try to flow. I feel like for some of you, it's just about kind of sitting there and just waiting the time out. So maybe the reason why I feel like there's not a flow is because you're not supposed to flow. So I know I kind of contradicted myself, but I felt like both of those messages were meant to be heard. So it may resonate differently with everybody. I even feel like creative ideas, like I was saying a minute ago, are kind of on the back burner. For whatever reason, I feel like you feel like there's times of creativity, and then all of a sudden there's like no creativity, and you just don't really feel like you have the right know-how, information, something to get something up and going. 432, whether it be a relationship, a career, something to do with your spiritual path. I feel like many of you, this is referring to your spiritual path. Feeling a little bit blocked from creativity, feel like maybe even your intuition isn't completely spot on or something of that sort. So Spirit is asking you to take care of self-love, self-care, flowers, buying yourself flowers, taking yourself out to dinner, taking yourself to a movie, things of that sort. I do feel like the focus on self is highly important. So if this is something that's talking about a relationship for most of you, this is asking you to back off of the relationship and have a relationship with you. It doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship, but what this is saying is make sure that you're good before you make sure that everybody else is okay. So you may be feeling a little bit of a desire to be in the midst of other people. This doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but I do feel like some of you feel the need or the desire to be around other people. But at the same time, hear me out, you also feel like, I just really don't want to. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with myself, so I really don't want to do anything at all. And that includes being around other people. This has been me. This has been me for a few days now. I have had a lot going on, so I was just kind of coughing it up to that. But then the more that I meditated about the energies that I've been feeling and was talking to other people, the more I realized, like, this is what we're all going through. Shit. And then Spirit was telling me today to do a reading for the collective on, this subject. So some of us are working through ego-ish type of ways. So feeling the need to try to flatter people, maybe even experiences that have to do with, like I was talking about earlier, self-esteem, self-confidence. I'm feeling a little bit caught up for my words, but I feel like some of us are caught up in ego. Ego doesn't just mean being caught up in fears, doubts, and insecurities. This could also mean, like, I'm trying to impress somebody. I'm doing things that are out of the wrong type of motives. So really check your motives right now is what I feel like Spirit is trying to tell us. However, this is a time of fertility, a time of birthing something new. I do feel like there's a lot of light being brought in from the shadows. So like if there's some times where you've been feeling like things weren't just moving forward or you didn't have enough answers or whatever, I do feel like some of that energy is coming through, but I feel like it's in spurts. I don't feel like it's coming through constantly. Like when I'm connected, I'm connected. When I'm disconnected, I'm disconnected. I feel like this is one of those energies of sometimes connected, sometimes disconnected. It could go from one extreme to the other within seconds. So I feel like a lot of us are just feeling this. However, knowing that things are kind of moving forward, but at the same time, like, am I moving forward? So I feel like just a lot of uncertainty. I hate feeling like that, but I am feeling like there's a lot of uncertainty. Which cards did I go to? Thank you. What other messages do you have for us, please, for the next few days, for all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process? So this is a time of manifesting. However, I feel like even some of the manifestations are coming a little bit slowly. Now, hear me out. This is not everything that you're trying to manifest. 808, guys, look that up on Sacred Scribes. But this is some of the things that you're trying to manifest are coming to you slowly. But I believe if it's coming to you slowly, it's because there's things that are still being worked out. There might be another party involved that isn't quite yet caught up to the amount of awakening that you got in this certain situation or something like that. But you are being asked, if you're being led to sit still, then you sit still. If you're being led to move in a certain direction, then move in that direction. Only after getting clarification through other people, places, and things. You'll get those things through music lyrics, through synchronistic events, things of that sort. But Spirit is saying it's really in God's hands right now, the universe's hands. So it's up to you to just trust in the process. Trust where you're being led. Trust if you're being led to sit still. I feel like many of us just have like a blank mind. Not really overthinking or underthinking too much, but when we are, it's not in extremes. But at the same time, just like, why am I feeling so, I don't have anything that's really going on that's making me, that should make me feel that way or what have you, but I'm feeling, So, thank you. I feel really caught up for my words today, and that's been happening quite a bit too. And I feel like, for the majority of us, some of the things that we're going through right now may have to do with communication. Not just with other people, but even with our ancestors, because I know my ancestors have been working overtime to try to get my attention in certain things that are going on in my life. And they're getting me in unusual ways, because the other ways that they normally would get me are either blocked off at this time, or the energy is kind of making them not function as well as what they normally would, or what have you. But expect different ways than what your guides or the universe would try to speak to you. So this is a time of bringing balance into a situation. For some of you, there's an energy of needing to compromise, working things out by agreeing to disagree. Maybe some of you just, say, okay, well, if we do the certain things this way, then the other things we can do this way, meaning your way. So trying to come together in some way, shape, or form that's going to benefit both parties involved, or what have you. So for some of you, you've been asking about love and romance, because right underneath the romance card is within the next few months. So for some of you, you've been waiting on some sort of outcome. You've been desiring a certain outcome when it comes to a connection. And for the majority of you, this is going to come within the next few weeks to the next few months. Yes, they're saying. However, I do feel like a lot of you are already in this energy of romance. It's more like the energy that's kind of shifting right now is making you feel as if things aren't going the way that you think that they should, or something like that. So we have a card of balance, we have a card of imbalance. Just like I was saying, one minute I feel really in tune, next minute I feel, disconnected, what have you. I feel like many of you are probably feeling the same exact thing. We have several cards here that are referring to balance and not being balanced. So feeling really on top of things one minute to feeling really out of sorts the next minute. They did tell me to read the bottom, which is get more information. This is a card of meditation. So whether or not you're closing your eyes and sitting down with crystals and meditating, make sure that you set intentions on receiving a certain answer. Ask about a certain question and set the intentions on receiving that certain answer that you're looking for, and then keep meditating until you get that answer. I'm feeling something to do with rainbow activation and crystalline grid. The crystalline grid has been coming up quite a bit lately. So some of you may be seeing rainbow auras around different objects. A lot of times when you're going through a rainbow activation, you'll start to lose density. So you may be looking at a clock. This is one of the very first things that happened to me. I was looking at a clock. It was like on a cable box or a DVD player or something of that sort. And it was red letters or red numbers. And I remember looking at it. And as I looked at it, the numbers started to move in different directions up off of where it was. And I mean, sometimes when the numbers would go really, really far until it completely just disappeared. And then I'd see the numbers start all over again on that VCR or whatever it was. And then they'd start floating off. So you're going to start to lose density. Some of the things that you're looking at is going to be more fluid-like instead of solid-like. So many of you are going through that. Yes, 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 they're saying. So that is a really good reason for why we may be thrown off balance and feeling a little bit all over the place, uncertain about certain things that are happening, and maybe not even very creative, because I do feel like creativity is kind of being stifled is the word that I'm hearing. That was not what I was going to say, but I'm hearing stifled. So which cards do I go to, please? Which cards do I go to? Thank you. What other messages do you have for us, please, for the next few days, for all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process? Thank you. A lot of us are probably feeling a lot of ascension symptoms. So blurred vision, I'm feeling tightness in the chest, throat issues, mid-back pain, tension, maybe even pain in the kidneys is what I'm feeling. Tired feet, very tired feet, maybe even tired, 14, guys, look that up, but maybe even tired like bones as you're moving around, then you stop, you just feel exhausted in your bones or something like that. But it's due to this awakening is what I am feeling. Maybe even many of you are going through a third eye awakening. So visions of things that are to come. Maybe even as you're meditating, you're starting to see like geometric shapes, different colors, numbers, eyeballs, faces of guides or ascended masters. Ancients is what I'm hearing for some of you. A lot of you are probably going through lucid dreaming, astral travel, out-of-body experiences type of things too, because that's also another thing that can happen with the rainbow activations. So you may want to watch the TikTok video that I did today, because it's talking about astral travel and things of that sort. Am I supposed to continue with these cards? Okay, they were telling me to take this card, which actually came out on the TikTok video in the very last second of it, so I didn't get to share it 15:15. But this is the tree. This is a high fulfillments, things coming to a close, things working out for the better, things of that sort. But it's underneath the compromise card, which means that there's going to be some things that you're going to have to compromise to get to this energy of fulfillment, success, things coming together and working out for the better. Yes, 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 they're saying. Copper, will you please stop? No, no. Copper, hey. He's fluffing up the blanket. Lay down. Which cards do I go to? Okay, guys, they're telling me no more cards, so I am going to read the I am affirmations. Real quick, guys, if you're interested in a full reading giveaway, please like this video, as well as putting your name, a comment, and affirmation down in the comments as a way of helping me to get put into the YouTube's algorithm, so these videos are seen by more people, so that I can help more people to awaken. If you're interested in my live feeds, I do so on Facebook group called Healings, Readings, Empowerment, and More Trish-Poe. I am going to go live tonight around 6:45 or 7 Eastern Standard Time, so please be watching for that. If you're not a member of that group, you have to ask to be a member of the group before I go live, or you will not be able to get a reading. I will not be able to see the comments, so make sure that you're doing that. I am respected. I am a positive person unaffected by the negativity of others. I am focused on what I want. For whatever reason, Spirit is telling me that some of you may even feel like, or taste a metallic type of taste in your mouth. It's nothing that you need, they're saying it's nothing that you need to be running to the doctor for. This is part of the energy that you are ascending through right now. Integrating. I am in a state of mastering. I will push through any insecurities that I may have. I am connected to the moon. I absorb and radiate divine feminine light. This is the casual chakra. That's the chakra that's back here. So some of you may feel some tension there. And then we have the heart chakra. I will love unconditionally. This is the center of compassion, love, empathy, and forgiveness. I am acceptance. I hope that you guys got something out of this reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow. If you don't already, let me know down in the comments below if this reading resonates with you. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, and much love to you guys. Bye.